Africa is not often associated with space exploration, but that is changing rapidly. The continent has a growing number of countries that are investing in space technology and launching satellites into orbit. According to a report by Space in Africa, the continent's space sector is worth $400 billion today. The report also identifies 14 African countries that have active space programs or agencies, with South Africa and Egypt leading the way. So how are African countries trying to get into the space race? South Africa has a long history of astronomy research and has been at the forefront of many discoveries and initiatives. The country hosts the South African Astronomical Observatory, which is the oldest permanent observatory in the Southern Hemisphere, and is also a partner in the Square Kilometre Array project, which will be the world's largest radio telescope when completed. South Africa has also launched several satellites, including ZA-Cube-2, which is the most advanced nanosatellite in Africa and can detect forest fires and monitor ships along the coast. Egypt also has ambitious plans to launch more satellites, including a lunar exploration mission called Lunar Misr, which aims to land a rover on the moon by 2024. The country has a well-established space agency, the National Authority for Remote Sensing and Space Sciences, which operates several satellites for Earth observation and communication purposes. Other African countries that are making strides in space science include Ethiopia, which launched its first satellite with Chinese assistance in 2019 and plans to launch another one this year. Nigeria has the largest number of satellites in orbit among African countries and is developing its own launch vehicle. Kenya launched its first satellite in 2018 and is building a space center. Ghana launched its first satellite in 2017 and is training young people in space technology. The African Union has adopted an Africa Outer Space Strategy, which aims to promote the development and use of space science and technology for socio-economic benefits and integration. The strategy also envisages an African Space Agency, which would coordinate and implement continental space programs and policies. Africa's space ambitions are also supported by international partners, especially China, which has been providing financial and technical assistance to several African countries for their satellite projects. China sees Africa as a strategic partner in its own quest to become a leading space power, and has been boosting its soft power on the continent through its space diplomacy. Africa's space ambitions are not without challenges, however. The continent still faces many barriers to entry into the global space sector, such as lack of funding, infrastructure, human capital, regulation, and public awareness. Nevertheless, Africa's space ambitions are a sign of its aspiration to play a more active role in shaping the future of humanity. As more African countries join the club of spacefaring nations, they will not only reap the benefits of space science and technology, but also contribute to the advancement of knowledge and innovation.